Yeah, done. Everyone, I request everyone to write present in the chat box. It will be recorded. It will be recorded. Okay, fine. Okay, we'll start and we'll finish it off fast. Yeah, so focus on your project work. And for that matter, project work, I didn't talk to them directly, but through Arun sir, I came to know many are pending still for first plagiarism. So, re- matlab, tell your friends to submit it fast, at least for the first check, so that your second check can be started at least by tomorrow or maybe by today evening. At least they can start, because if they put for both the checks, it will take time. So that's the reason. Okay. So if everyone is written present, sir, and Afi, I'll start it. We actually last time itself we have started with the second module, and second module consisted of this. Okay, basically the process, how the merger happens, and what is the due diligence that we are going to do today. Due diligence, what is the investigation we need to do about the company, so that when we are buying the company, we should not be unaware of certain things. We should not be surprised when we buy the company. Okay, this was there in the company. Oh, okay, this was the problem we didn't knew. Okay, this was the thing. So we should not be surprised after that. So we should, as a company who is buying the company, should be very much aware of what is happening in the company. What are the um, misinformation can be should not be there, basically. Okay, what are the good and bad about the company, everything the company should know, and that is the responsibility of someone who will be appointed as a team. Okay, and finally, what are the challenges during due diligence and HR aspects of mergers, and the process of merger integration we have already done. Okay, so we did this process merger, steps of merger. Okay, in this screening and investigation, we'll investigate whatever the target company is all about. Then first and after we select a company, we start negotiating with that target company. To get what will be the benefits, what will the share exchange, or it will be a cash purchase, what will happen to the shareholders of the target company, how are I mean the acquired company shareholder, how they will be getting benefit out of it. So everything will be negotiated, and after that we'll start taking approvals. The first approval will be from the board of directors, then from the shareholders of the company, then from the creditors who have given us the loans. Okay, and the banks and the financial institutions where they are involved into handling of our money. So where we are spending the money, where they have given the money for some other purpose, how we are diverting the funds. So everything, their approval is required, and afterwards the approval from the tribunal. Okay, tribunal in India it is NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. Okay, just remember tribunal. Okay, even if you don't remember NCLT, because if anything is pending in the court, or if court feels that the deal is going to hamper the society as a whole, or the consumers as a whole, because it should not create a monopoly after the deal. So that's the reason we also take approval from the tribunal for at least bigger deals, not for small companies. Even for that matter, to buy a basically to buy a plot of a land, we give advertisement in the newspaper. Okay, so that there should not be a claim of anyone on that other than the person who is selling it. So other than that, the person should not have been sold that same land to someone else. Okay, there should not be a what do you say, a copy on a stamp. Any record should not be there, okay, before the actual registration took place. So that's the reason we should inform everyone that the deal is happening. Okay, and we should take approval of everyone, and definitely of central government as well. because central government wants the free market. So these are the approvals which we discussed last time. And finally, after taking approval, there will be integration stage. So every department, everything will be integrated between the target company and the acquiring company. And next, we started with the 5-stage model. It is again a different kind of a model suggested by a few of the economists of the or the financial analyst, how a model to be developed. If you want to uh, merge with a company, if I want to acquire a company, in what way I should go. Okay, so there are different models which 5S model or 5-stage model it is called. It is quite relevant, so that's the reason it has been included in the syllabus as well. Okay, 5S model pay you if there are few companies whose role where if you get appointed, the role which has been given to you is merger and acquisition analyst. Okay, if you are appointed into that, you will be probably working on this 5S model or any of the, okay, not the entire module and not the entire model, but one of the part of that module you will be working on that, whether to analyze the financial statements or to due diligence. Thomson Reuters is one such company who does due diligence. Okay, they do financial due diligence, Thomson Reuters. So whenever when one target company is being acquired by the acquirer company gives work to basically a kind of an investment bank or a merchant bank. So they'll take care, like the merchant bank takes care of the IPO, the investment bank will also take care of these mergers and integration processes. So the merchant bank will give some of the work to some other company. So in the same way, Thomson Reuters is one of the company who gets it does many things, but one of the where when I approached that company, so the role was the due diligence financial analyst. Okay, so in that we go into detail of the company's finance. Okay, any window dressing is happening or any misinformation is being written down in the balance sheet or anything which is not present. Okay, some miscalculation has happened. So everything we will be doing. Okay, so this 5-stage model we discussed. Okay, corporate strategy development. Okay, what is the basically a strategy of a company, how why they are looking out for merging with a target company, करना ही क्यों है basically. Yeah, if it is helping to our strategy, then we'll go out. If I want to expand the business, okay, maybe I'll do a horizontal merger. If I want to control my costs, then I'll do a vertical merger. If I want to enter into a new field, into a new industry, then I'll do a conglomerate merger. And this is what kind of strategy I want to expand my company. So that according to that strategy, I'll do a merger. Then after that, organizing for acquisition. That means after I decide what is my strategy, then I'll try to find out the companies which are a good buy. Okay, good companies at a lesser price. So that's the main criteria of acquiring company. Then after I select a company, I start the structuring and negotiation, deal structuring and negotiation, and again integration, and finally the audit of the company. So before I actually merge everything, I'll do an audit and I'll see what all is coming into the acquiring company from the target company and what all I have to deal with from the target with the target company. Okay, so everything. So we discussed all this last class. I did a revision because both the things are important. 5S model is also important. Steps of mergers are also very important. Okay. So again, this is also important for 3 marks. Okay, very rare, but it can be asked for 7 marks for everything. Okay, explain what is due diligence and what are the types of due diligence. And these are the only 3 types. Okay, there can be 1 or 2 type if the company changes, if the industry changes, but these are the basically 3 types of due diligence where the acquiring company does of a target company. Okay, and mostly this has been further divided into many parts if we go into detail, but you don't have that much in detail. Okay, you just need to know what is a financial due diligence, what is a legal and strategic. So basically due diligence क्या है? Due diligence is I'm getting into detail of the company. So it is a kind of a process Okay, the same due diligence we had did in banking and financial services. When a bank wants to give a loan to a person, okay, or to a company for that matter, then they'll do a due diligence of the basically the financial part. Okay, because banks and loans, okay, all financial things are happening. So they'll basically do a financial due diligence of the bank, sorry, of the company or of the person. Okay, what his financial strength, whether he can repay, how much we can give him the loan, whether he has the capacity, what is his CRISIL score, I mean the credit score, um, in case a CIBIL score in case of a person, and uh, this credit rating in case of companies. So what is the ratings and the different things. Okay, if any loan is pending from it, so all kind of financial due diligence the bank will do. Similar kind of due diligence happens here. So basically, it's a systematic process of acquiring and analyzing information. Okay, getting information. Okay, acquiring information. Acquiring information is not that difficult task, but analyzing it and checking whether it's a strategic fit. Okay, analyzing that information and checking that whether that information which we are getting after analysis, whether the analysis is matching to our requirement of the company or not. That is more important. ठीक है, ये ऐसे words में, when you do it practically, when someone goes for a due diligence job, ये कैसे रहता है, it is kind of an investigation which a police do. Okay, for any crime has been committed, then police go and investigate and try to find out who is the culprit. So that is kind of a due diligence itself, investigation. So but in this a systematic process is there.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Shreyansh is waiting, sir.
Okay. अरे आज एडमिट नहीं हो रहे आपने? या ही इज एडमिटेड. थैंक यू. ठीक है, सो यही है ड्यू डिलिजेंस. सो वील गो वन बाय वन. Okay, so we are basically going to do an investigation of a company. So in types of due diligence, first is the financial one. Okay, so financial due diligence में there will be a role of an MBA finance in that. Okay, we'll be analyzing everything. What is the earnings of a company? What is the profits of the company? What is the cash flow of a company? Okay, we'll do ratio analysis. We'll do working capital and all your mostly of financial projects which has been included. Okay, everything will be done depending upon which company we are analyzing. If you are analyzing a manufacturing company, the inventory analysis, the working capital analysis, the ratio analysis will be a major part in that. If we go for a service industry, if we are buying one second, right? Okay, sorry. So in case of service industry, if we are buying any IT company or a company which doesn't have a proper assets, okay, then the ratio analysis or inventory analysis will be of no use. Okay, the mainly why we are buying it, if for example, when Tata took over Jaguar Land Rover, then it was many things in that. Okay, so one of the thing was it had a good brand image, Jaguar Land Rover. It had technology. Okay, Jaguar Land Rover का engine का transmission का, ठीक है, there were many technologies which were there. ठीक है, injection, fuel injection, बहुत सारा technology which car has. Okay, so Tata was getting aware of which technology to use in a car properly, so that they can also inculcate that technology into their Tata cars also. So that can be one of the reason, and many such reasons were there. And similarly, when L&T took over, and in Tata Jaguar Land Rover acquisition, there were assets. Okay, they had companies, they had factories, they had cars with them, so they had assets. Okay, assets, they had working capital, so inventory भी था. तो inventory analysis, ratio analysis will be a point when Tata and Jaguar Land Rover deal is happening. But when suppose this syndicate and Canara Bank merger, okay, and then Canara Bank ke, what is the asset? Okay, the assets are the loans which have been given by the syndicate bank the deposits which have the liabilities are the deposits which the company has, the cash which the syndicate bank has, that the analysis, the cash analysis will be done by the Canara Bank. Okay, suppose if it's a kind of a merger where L&T had acquired Mindtree. Okay, Mindtree didn't had good assets, but they had a good brand name, they had good employees, and they had what do you say, technology. So for everything, there is a different kind of a due diligence and different kind of financial due diligence for that matter. Okay, so inventory analysis, working capital analysis will not be done on Mindtree when L&T is acquiring them. Okay, so analysis of earnings or maybe cash flow will be given more importance. So for certain, even in financial due diligence, there are certain kind of merger where the concentration is on certain things, okay, and not on different things. Okay, maybe concentration will be on cash flow, earnings, and not on inventory. But if it is a manufacturing company, then the focus will be more on inventory rather than the cash flows. Okay, so this is what financial due diligence. Not much in detail you have to write. इतना समझ गया तो sufficient है. Okay, ये financial हो गया. Then legal due diligence is again same. Okay, we need to check whether the government will have any. The court will have any issues when we are going to acquire it. Okay, so after the merger process happens, after the announcement happens, then we should not reach a roadblock wherein court is telling to not to do a merger, or there is some stay from the court. It should not happen. So before announcing the deal, we should check all the legal things along with that. So that's what I was telling. Whenever we are buying a plot, okay, we give a 7-day notice kind of a thing. Okay, where we give an advertisement that we are buying a plot at this rate, at this place. This much is the size. The details of the plot will be given, and then if anyone has a claim, they have a 7-day kind of a time to approach court. Okay, or to approach the person. So something like that. So even for every deal to happen, every deal to they are getting admitted automatically. Okay, so for every deal to happen, kind of a legal due diligence will be done. Okay, along with that, if any what do you say, case is pending of that company. Okay, if any case has been filed on that company for any of the in consumer court or in a patents right, or if any kind of issue is there, if any kind of case is there, then the acquiring company should definitely know that, and whether because of that case the acquiring company can fall into trouble, then they'll back out from the deal. Otherwise, if they can deal with that issue, deal with that case, then they can go ahead with the deal. Okay, so basically the information from that legal point of view should be done properly. So there'll be a team of advocate as well. Like we have a team of financial analysts who are doing financial analysis. A company will also have a team of advocates where they'll do the legal due diligence. Okay, whether any case is pending or whether the court will do a roadblock after we announce the arrangement, announce the merger. Okay, so ye ek hota hai. Then finally we'll have a strategic due diligence. Okay, this is important from the business perspective, definitely. Okay, the other two were also important, but this is important in the terms that whatever the value we are giving to the target company, whatever cash we are giving or shares we are giving, whatever benefits we are giving, is it worth that value? And if it is worth that value, whether the target company will be getting merged properly into our company, because it should not happen that after merger we are not able to work properly. There is no synergy. There is always a mishandling of resources. Then that should not happen. Okay, whenever you, for example, Apple had done once. Okay, Apple had acquired a company called a small one called as Lisa. Okay, when they acquired it, the working style of Apple was different, and the working style of that Lisa was different. So when the employees met together, it was very different, and they could not adjust with themselves. Okay, so so that happened, and Apple had to make it as a separate company, and later on it got sold. Um, but they could not. gel with each other. Okay, ठीक है, this is a human resource problem. Okay, but strategic due diligence में there is all the things we need to take care. Whether it is strategically important to buy that company, or else a different company can be an option. Okay, because there are very hyperactive managers who want to acquire a company, who want to become big, but there will be a team which will be appointed. I'll come to it in the maybe in the challenges. There'll be a team which will be appointed. That team will take care whether the deal is happening properly or not, whether the over optimistic managers or the hyperactive managers are just uh, in order to increase their position in the market, in order to increase their promotion salaries, they are just acquiring the company. Okay, that should not happen. So there will be a team appointed. They'll check about all this. So this is a kind of a different kind of a due diligence. Okay, we should check whether the everything of that company will be done here. The SWOT analysis of the target company, the Porter's 5 O's analysis of the company, whether the BCG matrix analysis will be done with in which quadrant the target company is. Everything, all those things will be done by the strategic due diligence team. Okay, so इतना ही है due diligence के बारे में. Okay, then this challenges. This is not much, but if you get challenges of mergers and acquisition, if you see here, competitive strategic planning, organizing for acquisition, deal structuring, negotiation, post acquisition, and audit. Okay, this is very similar to the steps. So whichever steps in mergers and acquisition we have studied last class and we have discussed in the beginning of this class is what are the challenges in those steps. Okay, if you remember what is happening in those steps, then you can write what can be the challenges. If you don't remember the answers, then you can frame your own answers. Okay, हाँ ठीक है, steps क्या थे mergers and acquisition के? If you remember this, ending के, if you remember this, you can club the answers and write the challenges as well. Okay, ठीक है. First challenge क्या है? In competitive strategy planning, we'll check whether the company is a first mover or a me too follower. Okay, first mover, that this is, I'm talking about target company. Okay, whether the target company is a first mover or a me too follower. Okay, first mover means they have launched the product first time in the market. It's kind of this AirPods. When Apple launched AirPods, it was a kind of a first mover. Okay, without that we didn't had a kind of a headphone. Okay, when Apple launched AirPods, so Apple launching AirPod is kind of a first mover because the AirPods are not present. Okay, it is a kind of innovation. So that is a first mover, and after Apple launches, it becomes famous, or there are certain problems with AirPods or whatever is happening. So within a few months, the other companies are checking and doing a research that we should also launch our AirPods. Okay, and if some another company comes, second company, third company comes with similar kind of AirPods, then they'll be called as a Me Too follower. Okay, it is maybe in a marketing class you might have studied this first movers advantage or Me Too followers. Okay, so when we are acquiring that kind of a company, whether a first mover or a Me Too follower, then we should have a different approach in that. Whether if we are suppose we are acquiring first mover, then it is very risky for a acquiring company because we cannot anticipate whether it will work or not, whether the company will actually work or not. Okay, so it is more risky, but if it works, then we'll be very profitable because we are the first movers and uh, we have the advantage. Okay, Me Too followers, again, if we are Me Too, matlab second or third or fourth position pe we have launched the product and other companies acquiring that Me Too follower wala company, target company, then the company should be aware that this is not the first mover. They don't have any advantage. They don't have any proper USP of their product. So we need to advertise more, and the risk is less in that product will work. That is the what is it, confirmation about that company. जो भी product launch किया, that will definitely work, but we need to advertise or push the product more into the market. Okay, and having said that, जो फर्स्ट मूवर है, they'll have advantage, but they should have they should keep updating themselves. It doesn't mean कि first mover है तो हमेशा चलेगा ही. Okay, sometimes me too followers can take over first movers. For example, when mobile recharge started, earlier we used to go to a small recharge shop, or a shop uh, where we used to take his mobile phone, enter our number, and he'll be asking कितने का रिचार्ज करना है, 350 का, 500 का, कितने का रिचार्ज करना है. देन ही यूज टू एंटर दैट एंड वी यूज टू गेट अ मैसेज. देन हम लोग पे करके we left. Okay, that was the case. But when online recharge started, free charge करके है. Okay, FREECHARG. Free charge was a company. They launched online recharge. Okay, and excellent cashback was also there in free charge. So that was the first mover. But when 197, okay, the owner of the Paytm, when they came into the market, they killed free charge basically. Now free charge still exists, but very many of us don't know about it. Okay, so me too. Paytm was kind of a me too follower, because that same technique, or the same method in which the free charge had started. Uh, Initially, it started only for phone. Then slowly it started including everything: electricity bill, and dish, TV, recharge, everything. Okay, but they were the first movers, and Paytm also followed them. Then later on, free charge was easily took over by Paytm, because of many. Paytm started to push their product into the market by advertising, and many things they started doing. But free charge ke initial advertisements, I only remember one or two advertisements. Okay, not that attractive one. Right. So, whenever acquiring companies acquiring this kind of, then they need to check कि क्या करना क्या है आगे. Okay, then challenges in organization for acquisition. This I was discussing. A team करके होता है. Okay, A team means in a company itself. Okay, someone is trying to come. Okay. So in A team, what is happening? There will be a group of company, what do you say, owners, or who are planning to do an acquisition. Okay, so they will appoint a team. In that team, they will basically do a strategic due diligence. Okay, but there will be everyone in that team. That team will check whether the due diligence is happening properly, whether actually we need to acquire this target company. So they'll be kind of a devil's advocate, okay, in this situation. So they'll make sure that our hyper managers, or over optimistic managers, should not go in just by the, by the look of the company, by the in the anticipation that we'll do great in the market after we acquire the target company, and we should not acquire it at a very high price. Okay, it should be strategically perfect with our company itself, so that A team will keep a check. Okay, so they are not doing any due diligence, they are just checking whether the process of due diligence, whether the process of selection of the target company is happening or not properly. बस इतना ही काम है. ठीक है. So to manage this kind of a company, it's a to manage this kind of a team will be very challenging, because they will be kind of doing uh, what do you say, a real time kind of an audit, whether हाँ सब ठीक चल रहा है या नहीं, whether the analysis is extremely positive or whether extremely negative, or what is happening. Okay, तो ये लोग kind of advocate रहेंगे, devil's advocate ऐसा बोलते हैं. Okay, so this is what is a challenge, because this team will be communicating with the heads of the company also, and with various teams also. Okay. Yeah, challenges in the negotiation. Again, again, A team will also be involved after this. Okay, once it is made, A team will be always involved in second, third, fourth, fifth, all the challenges, and they will make sure that the negotiation is happening properly. Okay, we are not negotiation. Mein na, one trick or I don't know, you can call it anything. In negotiation, there are two parties. Okay, and in communication you might have studied that the negotiation means there will be three situations. Okay, there will be a win-win situation. That means both the parties are happy with the deal. Okay, or win-lose situation, wherein one party will be unhappy, another party will be happy, but the deal will happen. Okay, the other party don't have any other choice. And there is third situation, which is called as a lock situation, gridlock. Gridlock may they cannot proceed further, they cannot go back. They have already invested their time and money into the deal. Now another party is not agreeing. This party, the same is which is happening in Reliance and Future Retail. Okay, now Reliance, it's very difficult for Reliance to back out also, and to proceed further. They are having a roadblock because of Amazon India. So they cannot back out also, nor they cannot process further. Okay, so they are into gridlock situation. So in negotiation, there are three situations, and remember like that. In negotiation, there are three bags with the one party and three bags with another party. Okay, what is there in those bags is first bag in both the cases. First bag will consist of those things which both the parties can give easily. They can agree easily. ठीक है, तीन बैग है ना, उसमें से वन ऑफ द बैग इज नॉट दैट इम्पोर्टेंट. ठीक है, दे कैन ओके ठीक है, चलेगा हमको. Okay, there can be a prize bag or they can be some another benefit. Okay, they can be anything, but that bag is not that important for any of the party. ठीक है, तीन बैग इसके पास है, तीन बैग इसके पास है, एक बैग easily they can give to another party. Any benefit they can pass on to the another party. Second bag is they will be very reluctant to pass. If they really want to do with the deal, only that will happen. So the party who is in negotiating table, they should understand what are those three bags of the person sitting in front of him. Okay, this happens everywhere, even in your interviews. Whenever something is happening, some negotiation is happening, you should identify those three bags in front of the person who is sitting. There will be one situation or one bag. We can tell that if I tell my demand, he'll be easily ready to give me. There will be second bag where he'll be very reluctant. He'll only give it to me, or he'll only what do you say, understand me, or really want to do the deal. Okay, if that is the interviewer, if he really wants to fill the situation, fill the job, then only he'll agree with giving the second. Maybe you're asking for a good pay, or maybe you're asking for accommodation by the company, or maybe you're asking for an insurance or something else. But if that HR really wants to fill the position and you're really a good candidate, only then you will be given a second bag in the negotiation. Third bag is the person in front of you will never give. Okay, कुछ भी हो जाए वो करेगा नहीं. Okay, maybe someone is worth rupees 5 lakhs का package है and he is demanding for 20 lakhs. Okay, or the person doesn't have any experience and he's asking for a job where 5 years experience people who are equivalent to him have arrived, and he's asking the same payment or the same benefits which is offering to them. So that will never happen. ऐसे वाला चीज रहता है. Okay, so you need to identify those three bags so that you should easily be able to take the first bag where he can easily give. So same way in deal structuring, this is how we structure a deal. Okay, whenever deal is structured, we should be able to take at least one bag from him. इतना तो negotiate करना है. ठीक है, जो भी प्राइस बोलता है मैं देने को तैयार हूँ करके, वैसे भी नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay, some sort of negotiation should be there. So that is a challenge actually in negotiation. So if one party is telling, okay, whatever you say the price, we'll give it, then he'll feel that I'm valuing my company at a lower price because he's ready to give whatever price we are offering. So there should be a small negotiation, and we should check which are those things which he can easily offer if we go on negotiating. so that the deal structuring should be proper, because both the side should be a win-win situation. That is the base of negotiation. ये एक बड़ा चैलेंज है. ओके, ठीक है, बहुत टाइम ले लिया इसमें. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज challenges of post acquisition integration. ठीक है, इसका तो anyways we have discussed. Post acquisition, after the acquisition happen, all the what do you say, uh, departments are getting merged. Everyone is trying to adjust with the people. Okay, IT systems which they were using, HR policies which they were using. Okay, what is the remuneration packages? What are the leaves which is happening? Okay, so everything. One of my cousin, when he got a job in one construction company. I don't remember the name, but that construction, when he got the job, he got the offer letter. But before joining, there was a gap, 2 or 3 months gap. So within that gap, his company got acquired by uh, uh, it, Jacobs Engineering Private Limited. So Jacobs Engineering, when they acquired it, Jacobs had different kind of policies. So when he had given interview, he had given for some different company. Okay, so there were a discussion of package, discussion of holidays, and everything. Okay, during the interview. Okay, as he was a quite an experienced guy, so he had put his condition. HR had agreed to those conditions, and HR had put some conditions. So whatever the conditions were, the both had a win-win discussion, and he was okay with the job, and he got the offer letter. And before joining, okay, there was a 2 months gap, and before in that gap itself, Jacobs acquired that company, and Jacobs had a totally different kind of working style. Okay, there were no holidays. Sorry, there were holidays on Saturdays. Okay, but the other benefits were more, but the salary was less. So when he was joining, uh, he was joining to a different company, and he got offer letter from Jacobs as well. Then later on, okay, just then change of name. Then there were different conditions in that. Okay, so when see when new employees entering, he might be not that much worried about it. ठीक है, जैसा भी है नया company है, there are a few changes in that. But if employee is working over there from past 10 years, maybe 10-15 years, if that is integration is happening, it will be definitely very difficult for him to adjust to suddenly a new kind of environment in the same company. So that is a huge challenge in all the departments post acquisition integration. Okay, you can write your own answer as well. Yeah, I have given a kind of a what do you say, a long explanation in the notes. Okay, finally ये एक है last one, challenges in post acquisition audit and this organization learning. Okay, if that post integration, ये इसके पहले वाला post acquisition integration happens very well, then there will be not much post acquisition organization learning. जो organization learning है इतना challenging नहीं रहेगा. Audit तो ठीक है, anyways it will be challenging, but if the integration happens properly, then the organization learning will also happen properly, because one side there will be a reason, right? Whenever a acquiring company is acquiring a target company, okay, there will be some reason that something is good in target company which the acquiring company doesn't have. Okay, so when that is identified, जैसे एक normal decision taking process business का, okay, starting from brainstorming to the implementation of the process and error finding, and then getting feedback and then changing the decisions. So the entire process will happen, okay, after the auditing. Okay. When we do an audit, a financial audit, HR audit, sub audit, okay, inventory ka, iska, sub ka, when we do an audit, then we'll come to know what target companies are offering. Okay, that departments of the target company is offering. After that, the organization learning starts. Okay, what target company has good in that, they'll start telling to the acquiring company, and the acquiring company employees will start telling to the target company. And there should be a healthy brainstorming session. Okay, to conduct that is a huge challenge, because the acquirer should not have a kind of a ego, because we are big and target company employees are small. Yeah, there should be a healthy brainstorming session, healthy discussion should happen to make that discussion happen will be definitely a challenge. Okay, brainstorming session, then deciding who will be the head. Okay, when you are with this happened with Lipton, when Brook Bond was HUL का है ना, हाँ, yeah, Brook Bond belongs to HUL. Okay, Hindustan Unilever. Okay, it was doing great in the market, Brook Bond. When Lipton came into India, Lipton was from the, what do you say, kind of head office. It was the parent brand of Unilever. So when Lipton came and acquired Brook Bond, okay, so it was a, what do you say, not acquired. It was a friendly acquisition. Okay, so the name changed from Lipton Brook Bond Lipton India Brook Bond India Lipton Limited. Okay, or there was a discussion कि Lipton India Brook Bond Limited. ऐसा ऐसा सब discussions था, and the person who was the head of Brook Bond, he knew the in and out of Indian market, how to sell tea in Indian market. वो एक excellent था बंदा. लेकिन Lipton India, when Lipton came, though the head of Lipton wanted Brook Bond head to work under him because he is from the head office. Okay, Unilever global say आया वो. So he wanted the head of Brook Bond to work under him. Okay, but that didn't materialize. Okay, the organization learning didn't happen, and finally the head of Brook Bond India left the organization, and Ratan Tata readily invited him to Tata Tea, and that's how Tata Tea became famous in Indian market, acquired the majority market share, and Lipton India is maybe a kind of doesn't have a market share which they enjoyed previously. And वही iced tea का example which once I gave it last class. I guess in this, yeah, I guess for you itself they have given. So that was a huge challenge, and in which they lost their market share. Okay, I guess this story is being told to you last class. Anyways, ठीक है, तो ये था challenges, and finally last slide of today. Okay, HR issues during integration. What are the challenging of HR challenges of HR? Okay, first thing will be a huge challenge to change the board of directors. Now the board members are limited. Okay, we cannot just add board members of target company and acquiring company. So it will be a huge board. Okay, so we need to pick few best from the target company and retain few best from the acquiring company, and request few target companies board of directors to leave the board. Okay, it will be a systematic process, but to change that it will be a very difficult task. Okay, because it can what do you say, trigger again ego issues kind of a thing, because when you are changing leader so that you can you should not have a dictator, or you should not have a it should be beneficial for the rest of the organization. So changing of board of directors is quite important thing in that. And then the senior job to be done. Okay, that means the same, the example which I gave you for Brook Bond India Lipton, Lipton and the Tata Tea. Okay, the heads of the different things. Okay, who will be the senior person of, who will be the CEO, the CEO, and who will be the HR head, the marketing head, okay, the R&D head, who will be those heads. Okay, whether suppose it can happen that we have acquired a company that who is very excellent in R&D. Okay, so definitely the R&D head will be the target company's head. It is understood, but there will be a R&D department in the acquiring company as well, working from very long back, 10-15 years R&D team है. ठीक है, but they are not going fine. That's the reason we have acquired a target company who has a good R&D team. So to make a head of R&D team of the acquiring company, जो target company में पहले से था, उसको head बनाना, it will be a difficult task to explain to the old team. Okay, तो ये सब issues आ सकते हैं. So who will be the senior person in the various departments that the HR will be handling? Okay, again the headcount reduction. Okay, this will, it is very, it's natural to happen when the acquisition take place, because acquisition is taking place, and there will be, the company will feel that there are more employees, and there will be a case that some of the employees will be removed because they will be not fitting to one of the things. whether to strategic fit of that company or the business idea has a business plan है acquiring company का in terms of target company, they might be different. So there will be a headcount reduction. Okay, and it should happen properly. One such example, when Bajaj was closing down its scooter division. Okay, Bajaj scooter का जो division था, their bikes were doing good. ठीक है, motorcycles perfectly चल रहे थे. ठीक है, but they had to close down the scooter division because the workers who were manufacturing scooters, they were pretty old. Okay, and they only knew how to manufacture scooters. They were not, and it was very difficult for Bajaj to train them to manufacture bikes or to train them for any new thing. And they only knew how to manufacture scooters, and scooters was getting out of the market. So it was, so Bajaj had to remove those employees and close the Bajaj scooter division. So when this news came out, there was huge protest against the Bajaj, not by the employees who were working, but from the media, from the politicians, so that the original Bajaj scooter, which was founded way back, it should not be closed. It is a kind of a prestige for India and something like that. There was a huge protest. But what it was Rahul, no, it was Rajiv Bajaj who closed it. Rajiv Bajaj gave a letter to each one of the employees that you have worked very well for our organization. Our scooters is, as you know, our scooters is no longer needed in the market. Okay, so we have to close down the division. Now, at this age, we cannot train you for new things, and we don't want to give you a pressure. So it is a time for you to retire and go with your family and enjoy your family life. Okay, you have enough work for your lifetime. It's your time to retire. Okay, so that kind of a letter and some benefits were given to those employees, and it was done. Okay, so entire branch was closed, entire division of scooters was closed, and no protest was done from the employees. So that's how it should be done. It should be a very peaceful way, so that the owners should think about the employees like that. So वैसे headcount reduction होना चाहिए. It is very difficult to do that, but it is the job of HR. Fine. Then the fourth one, key people retention. ठीक है, ये वाला भी बहुत important है, because there will be people who are very important in the target company. Okay, or for that matter in the acquiring company also, there will be very important people who know how to make that work happen. They know in and out of those departments of or that product or that process. They know in and out, so they are the key people. It will be very disastrous for a company if they leave. So we want to keep them happy, and we want to them to stay. So HR needs to do some of the sorts of analysis and some of the tricks, and any benefits need to be given to them to retain key people. One such example, I guess I gave you in the first semester. Okay, there was a man. Uh, it's a story of 1990s somewhat. Okay, when Maruti 800 just was a car which came, and very few people could afford it. Okay, and there was a okay, so there was a manager in one such company, and he was a key person. So the company didn't wanted to lose him, but every time, every year, that manager used to eat the head of HR that I want a uh, huge increment in my salary. And because of those increment, the HR were low on budget, and there was kind of a disturbance in the company that only that manager gets huge promotion and huge salary hike. So to avoid that, the HR managers gifted him a Maruti Suzuki, but it was in the name of the company. But that manager was very happy when he got Maruti 800, okay, along with the promotion, along with the salary hike, and he used it for 1 year. Okay, and he got his prestige in the society, his name in the society, that okay, uh, his status in the society has increased. Okay, his status in the company has increased. Now he owns a Maruti 800. But later on, when he again went next year for that promotion, Okay. Okay. Again went next year for the promotion. The company said we cannot give promote you much more. If you want a salary hike, you need to return the car or you can leave the company. Now the manager was in dilemma, and he didn't quit the company because he could not afford the car on his own, and he could not return the car because his status in the society will come down. Okay, so that's a trick which was applied by the HR. Okay, my HR ma'am was in that team who did that. So there was it's a trick of key people retention. Okay, so there can be people who is very good in R&D. Okay, there are people who are very good in marketing. So anyone, they had to be get retained in the company. Okay, then second last one, aligning performance measurements and reward system. Okay, this is this should be aligned properly after the integration. Okay, there might be certain things which are happening in the acquiring company. Before that, certain TGIF करके बोलते हैं, thank God it's Friday. So there are certain there are certain days in some companies. Okay, when another company gets acquired, so there might be certain different days. Okay, कुछ party होता है. Your seniors keep on checking the status of your seniors, and also in our companies also it used to happen. So there are different things which the HRBP HR business of that business process does. Now whatever the reward system or the performance measurement, there will be certain different performance measurement in different companies and different companies. For example, one such thing was there in our company, Eureka करके था. ठीक है. Eureka was a portal uh, outside our process we could access it. So Eureka was a portal wherein we used to write any any kind of what do you say, intrapreneur activity. Okay, within the organization we have done something new apart from our process, which is helping our process to work fast or to work without errors. Okay, ऐसा कुछ हम लोग ने build किया है क्या? Either we have built a macro or whether we have uh, used some Excel things or whatever, and we have improved our process, that is saving our time or which is making our process error free or which is at least reducing errors. So something we have done or not. Okay, so we used to write in that Eureka, and our manager used to approve it. So whenever a promotion used to happen, how many Eurekas you have generated in a year, okay, and what is the time saving you have generated for your process. So that was a kind of a performance measurement, one such performance measurement. Okay, so based on the reduction in the errors or fast works or many such performance measurements are there. So it is different for different companies. So whenever integration is happening, it will be a challenging job of HR to check both the companies and to implement it properly so that both the companies employee will be happy. Okay, and finally managing conflicting expectations. Okay, everything which has been discussed, everything will be included in this. No. Okay, there should not be any conflict when the company or the company HR or the company employee is expecting something. Again, HR issues. Okay, okay. So not much going into that detail. The human resource management issues during integration. One time it was asked for it, but it will come for maybe 7 marks or 10 marks के लिए भी आ सकता है. Okay, so you need to just write down, and if you remember any such example, because इसमें example में it was next to impossible. Okay, so I shared a few of my experiences as well. So to 7 marks के लिए आ गए तो it will be sufficient for you to write whatever the notes have been given. Even for 10 marks you can write, but you need to write everything. तो इतना ही है. So that's it for today. So by this we complete the second module, and if no doubts, we'll wind up. Okay. ठीक है. तो अच्छा, I hope everyone has written present sir in the chat box. Okay, चलो then, see you.